What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday as we are about to recap some of the NFL preseason that has already happened. Week 1 of preseason is in full swing. We are about halfway through all this weekend's matchups. Still plenty more to go. And the Cam Ward has yet to take in his first NFL snap, which I'm excited to see how he does for the Titans. And we got Caleb Williams, who will not play tomorrow for the Bears, but the Bears have some fun rookies to keep an eye on. The Packers still have to play tonight. And so a lot of other teams that I'm still looking forward to watching and seeing some rookies and see what they do. But, of course, we got to talk about the major headlines and the important things that we have seen thus far, starting with Shedeur Sanders balling out yesterday. So Shedeur looked good. Obviously, I still have an issue with how he arrived and this whole hoopla that he did to arrive to the arena and his entourage, and kind of seems like he's a little entitled. But you can't argue with how he played on the field. I mean, he played great. He looked like he belonged. And again, with this preseason, it applies to him. It applies to J.J. McCarthy, Jaxson, which we are going to talk about. Yes, the numbers and the stats may look nice or whatever, but that's not, in my opinion, what we're looking for. We are looking for these quarterbacks. Can you run the team? Do you have pre-snap penalties? Are you getting guys in place where they're supposed to be? Are you able to pick up blitzes? Are you able to make sure that your O-line protection is right, which, as we found out, Anthony Richardson did not do so well. And those are the things that I think are important. All of these guys can play. Yes, Shedeur's a fifth rounder, but he's a first-round talent. The reason he dropped is not because of his talent on the field. The reason he dropped is because I think, and from what we've heard, is his attitude and how he, didn't seem like he felt like he needed to earn his play. Although I will say everything he has said thus far with Cleveland has been great. I mean, he has talked about earning it. He has talking about just having faith and putting in the work, and that is exactly what you want. So, again, his words so far and his play on the field has been great, and more than you would be ecstatic from your franchise quarterback. The entrance, the speeding ticket, those things you don't want. But if he can handle that and just put his head down and keep working like he's doing, he's going to be Cleveland's QB1 real quick. So let's recap this. I mean, I'm going to show, the best plays from these guys. I want to talk about 3 quarterbacks today: Shedeur Sanders, J.J. McCarthy, who I just finished watching, and Jaxson, who played this morning. And these 3 guys, I mean, again, like McCarthy's numbers aren't going to be impressive. He only played 1 series. But he got the team to drive down the field, and he made some, I don't even want to say it's the throws because he missed some throws too, but he made some plays that let you know, okay, this guy can run an offense. And again, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm going to show the Shedeur highlight where it's very evident he can run an offense because he has the pocket presence. He stood in there, and here we go. Let's take a look. This is first. He had patience. He had accuracy. He had it all, 2nd and goal, and throws a touchdown. So what I like here, if you watch him play action, turn his head right away. So the first read is number 80, it looks like. He's covered up. All right, quickly already, before he even fully turned around, he's moved on to his 2nd read already. And this is where you can see it. It's going to happen. He sees the window that is about to open. He doesn't rush it. He hangs in there knowing that there's essentially a free blitzer coming up to him, number 52 here for Carolina. But he hangs in there, and look at the ball placement is perfect. Absolutely perfect. The DB, he sandwiched it right in between there, right to his guy. And again, it couldn't have been more perfect. That's a sweet, sweet play. But again, yes, the touchdown is awesome, but it's all the other things. And the accuracy is great, of course. But really, for me, it's all the other things that he did in this game, how he got guys in the huddle, led the offense, got the plays in on time. Those are the important things. That is what these preseason games are for. Like, this is why a lot of times you'll see guys in preseason put up crazy stats, or a defensive guy will have like 3 or 4 interceptions during the span of 3 preseason games. But if those are just tip passes that happen to fall into his lap and he wasn't in the right place where he actually should have been, yeah, the stats look good, but that's not what this is about. The coaches evaluate all these practices, and essentially those preseason games are practices. And so one of them is not going to make you or break you, but what it is going to show is, hey, when it is not your familiar faces on defense that you've gotten used to practicing against, and when if things are hectic and when there is crowd noise, and when the things are moving, and or someone gets hurt, and now you need to have a backup center come in and take snaps from him and call protections. How do you handle all that? And that's what's important to me, and what I think to coaches as well in the preseason. So, all right, we'll move on to JJ McCarthy. So McCarthy had I shouldn't say worse because it wasn't a bad day, but he had the least stats and also the least amount of snaps of these guys. But he played one series, drove them down, and they ended up getting a field goal. And this is one of the most impressive throws I saw from him. So here we go. So McCarthy backs up here. He stands in the pocket. As you can see, his left guard actually trips. And this is why 98 is coming through right here for Houston. And he hangs in the pocket and lays the ball out. And that is a tough throw. His feet were not balanced. As you can see here, the left guard right here, number 74, Donovan Jaxson, the rookie left guard. He trips right here. So watch his right leg, trips. Once he falls on his ass, McCarthy could see that. But Addison, number 3 up here, he ain't, the route's not ready for the ball to be thrown yet. So he has to hang in there. And I love him hanging in the pocket. He did this last year in the preseason. And look at that. I mean, he hung in there knowing he could get hit and, just get pushed a little bit. Not a big hit, but the throw, again, on the money. And that was an 18-yard gain for Jordan Addison, and who looked great. And he has great chemistry with McCarthy, obviously with Justin Jefferson being out for practices. That is who he's built that essentially that chemistry with. But McCarthy just, again, I like that he hangs in the pocket. And what I was worried about is coming off a knee injury. How is he going to do? How is he going to react to being back on the field? Is he going to be timid? And really, I didn't see much of that. Again, he didn't play too much. He had a scramble on a 4th and 4 for 8 yards. That was very, very good to see. And I think, obviously, knock on wood, that everything pans out. He stays healthy. I think that knee injury and all that's going to be behind him, and he can now play free and play football and continue improving. Again, he missed a throw to a wide receiver that was a slant that pretty much was pretty open for NFL standards, and he overthrew him, and he didn't have a perfect day. But the fundamentals of being a QB1, all of those things he has that it factor as far as being a QB1. And now with the throws and with the reps and with the getting to know his wide receivers, obviously you expect that that's just going to improve. It's coachable, things like that. So I like where the Vikings are at with JJ McCarthy. And we'll move on now to Jaxson Dart, who made the Giants look good. People are so ready to clown the Giants for not picking Shedeur Sanders. And I'll tell you what, Abdul Carter, the defensive end that I talked about as far as kind of not getting much praise during training camp, like was he flashing or not? Like what's going on there? He flashed during this preseason game, and Jaxson Dart comes in, and this is the throw he made. Beautiful. On the 3rd and 5, Jaxson Dart delivered a dart right where it needed to be. And I mean, the kid played well. And again, I'll say this again. The accuracy is awesome. You want to see that. But look at this hit he takes. Stands in the pocket. He's not flinching. And look at the hit he takes right here. Damn. You miss it because obviously they follow the football. But that is what I'm talking about. That quality is key for an NFL quarterback. You got to be willing to take the hits when they are going to happen inevitably. The O-line broke down here. I don't even know where he came from, this guy. But, he played the right guard like a fiddle right here, as you can see. Went right in on him. So you can see it right here, number 98. Whoop, got him right away. So he didn't even have much time. And it's in the 3rd and 5. Again, beautiful play by Jaxson Dart. So, but the things I'm watching are where his feet set. Was he ducking from contact, or was he ready for the hit? Eyes focused where it needed to be, delivered a laser, touchdown. Again, the stats are great and all that. You want to see stats for sure. As a fan, you'd love to see these guys light it up. But it's the fundamentals, and those are the things that are going to carry them throughout a successful NFL career. These 3 guys have it. These 3 guys, Shedeur Sanders, JJ McCarthy, and Jaxson Dart, at least showed flashes right here that they have it. Now, obviously, with all of these guys, because even McCarthy not being a rookie is pretty much a rookie, it's such a small sample size. So we clearly need to see more than just 10 passes in preseason games from these guys. But I mean, Shedeur played a good chunk of the game, but ultimately for these guys, they're showing the right traits and the right qualities. And if they continue that and continue improving on the technique part of it and the coaching that they're going to get, then the future is super bright for these guys. And obviously, JJ McCarthy is going to be QB1 for Minnesota this year, so he'll have a way larger sample size by the end of the season. Shedeur, he might jump up the depth chart with how good he looked and how lacking of a QB1 Cleveland has. So we'll see how that goes. I doubt he's QB1 for the start of the season. But if he shows these traits, continues to take coaching well, and Cleveland gets off to the bad start we kind of expect them to get off of, I don't know why you just don't start him halfway through. Now, we still need to see Dylan Gabriel, who they invested more draft capital in. And if he comes in and he also puts up, great traits and shows that he can run the offense, then yeah, you're going to play him over Shedeur. Again, the highlights are highlights, and that's wonderful, but it's all the other stuff that matters. And, so far a great showing from these guys, and we'll see what Cam Ward does and what these other young quarterbacks do, and as well as the other playmakers like Travis Hunter, who I'm excited to see what else he can do. So, all right, we will recap. We'll come back and talk some more preseason football once more games happen and preseason week 1 winds down throughout the weekend. Have fun. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend.